Hello, my name is Barbara Marcum, and this is Friendship Focus. Today with me is Mayor Kevin Coleman. And I heard some news today before you came in that you are running unopposed in November as mayor. So you're going to be the mayor for a long time.
I hope to be.
Yeah, that's
I'm enjoying
great.
the job so far.
Well, you know what the thing is that anybody who runs for an office knows that being a candidate takes a lot of time, a lot of energy. This frees you up to be mayor. You know what I mean? Which is great.
And we certainly have a lot we're working on, which I'm sure we'll talk about today.
Yes, I wanted to talk about first the new park. We haven't done a show together in a while, but the new park that's going in, there are a lot of great features to it. Does the park have a name yet?
Nankin Square and Amphitheater. That name, Nankin Square, it kind of pays homage to the former name of the city of Westland, Nankin Township.
I love Nankin Mills and Nankin Township.
Yeah.
And I remember that too. So I really like that. I like that because it gives it kind of a historical.
Well, in the square, I kind of came up with that to give it kind of like a town square vibe.
Yes, town square.
And this is really the center of our city as we kind of re-envision Westland Mall in this area of town. I think it's important to have a name that summarizes that up. You know what I mean?
Yes, well, I'm going to date myself, but I remember when Westland Mall was pretty much the only thing here, and Newburgh was a dirt road.
That was a little while ago.
It was a long time ago, for sure. Okay, so what kind of special features is this park going to have? What are you going to be able to do in this park that we can't do anywhere else in the city?
Well, the main event at the park is the amphitheater. So you're going to be able to have musical acts. We can have city events. We can have guest speakers. Something that I made sure we put in there was movie nights. So it'll have a screen that comes down. We can show movies.
Oh, wow.
As we know, the weather in Michigan is not always the best. So we got to really make this functional so that we can have great outdoor events. There's going to be a walking area between City Hall and Nankin Square, kind of behind the amphitheater, where you can walk along the creek there.
Yeah.
There's climbing rocks for the kids. There's picnic tables. Nankin Boulevard out front there between the mall and the park will be leveled out. We can bring in food trucks and vendors and have community gatherings there and events there. So it's going to be pretty cool.
I did notice when I went by there today, it's all closed off and they're doing work out there. And
yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so there are also, I go down Central City Park and I love the farmers market, and I've noticed every single year more and more and more cars. Mm-hmm. It's become very popular. Is there anything new going on, and when does it open?
Well, it's opening May 22nd. Okay. It's every Thursday all summer long, and then even into the fall through October. It's 3 to 7 every Thursday. There's a ton of new vendors coming in is what I'm hearing. So new food, new crafts, some art, some produce, obviously, with the farmers market. And then there's some theme days coming up too. Like I think there's a pet day, there's kids day. So there's some pretty cool stuff going on. And I would just tell people to just stay tuned to our city pages and you'll see what's coming up at the farmers market.
Well, the farmers market is a really neat place, and it's great I notice a lot of families there. A lot of children come with mom and dad, and so it's just a really nice event. And it's a very nice area, too. I love that whole area with the fountain, and I love the shade that the Lions Pavilion provides. It's just a really neat space to be. So I love the farmers market. I've been a big fan since it opened. Okay, so... Oh, I have one more question about that. Can you use cash or card at the farmers market?
So most vendors take both cash and card. So
okay.
Yeah, it's no problem. Yep.
Yeah, I just really love that. Okay, so anyway, being a state rep and even being on city council, okay, and this is something about, again, being mayor. Okay, so being on council, being the state rep, different jobs entirely than being mayor of a city. I would have been a deer in headlights, okay, because it is just so different in the learning curve. I mean, you're learning new stuff all the time. I imagine that there were so many things that you had to learn. How did you feel becoming mayor from your other positions?
Well, I would say there's definitely a learning curve for each position I've had, from city council years ago to State rep, that was a big learning curve because state government is so big and there's so many people you have to interact with between the State House, the Senate, the governor's office, and then just everybody else who works in the different departments in Lansing. But both of those roles are considered legislative branch of government, meaning you're voting on the budget for the year, you're passing laws or ordinances and resolutions. Mayor, it's a whole different ball of wax. You're the administrator, you're the executive. So you're running the day-to-day operations, you're the boss of the employees and making sure city staff is doing what they're supposed to do, and you're really setting the priority and the agenda for the city throughout the year. So I'd say, there was a little bit of a learning curve. The first few months were a little stressful. I had a lot of employees coming to me with different ideas.
Which is great.
Yeah, which is great. Yeah, and I loved it. But it took some time for me to kind of settle in and get a pace for the job because it really is, a lot of times it's 7 days a week. There's stuff on the weekends where I'm out and about and have to be there representing the city. But I'll tell you what, people always ask me, what did I like better? I love this job. I really love it.
Well, it helps that you love your town.
I love my town, yes, and I love that I can make a positive difference for everybody here. And I'm a people person. I like to be out in the community. When I was a state rep, I was up in Lansing. It's a lot of policy, a lot of working with other politicians.
Yeah.
Definitely a great experience, learned a lot, did some good things. But as mayor, I'm here in the community on a day-to-day basis. I'm going to the schools, I'm going to the churches, I'm going to the businesses. I'm meeting with residents, I'm meeting with staff, I'm meeting with different stakeholders in the community. So it's a lot of fun for me. I'm able to collaborate with a lot of people, with city council, with residents and staff. It's been great. Yeah.
Well, when you're in state politics, you're one of many.
Right.
When you're the mayor, you're it.
Yep.
So, the buck stops there. And so it's really good for people to feel that you're really invested and dug into the community when you go different places and you get the different perspectives of the people who live here. It's not only do they feel closer to you, but they feel that you understand all of and the politics are very different in a small town. Mm-hmm. You know that, right? So we've been there, done that. So anyway, just a different experience altogether. So what did you find was your biggest challenge? Do you think like the departments and
well, there's a few things.
And there are a few, yeah.
There's a few things. We have 85,000 residents. We're the 9th largest city in the state. Mm-hmm. I can go to one side of town or even to 2 houses next door to each other, and I'll get 2 different opinions about what they think the city should be doing.
Yes.
As we go. I can go to different departments and talk to different employees, and sometimes they don't agree. But I'm the one who has to flesh that out and kind of make the tough decisions. So, having the employees come to me with different ideas, like I said earlier, yeah. It was a little tough because I kind of have to decide, hey, I like this idea or I don't like that one. I had to make the hard decisions on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of responsibility to that, and I take it very seriously. I think that we've made a lot of great improvements in the city. Yeah. And it's the staff and the residents that really empower me to do that. I listen to them. That's why we do our listening tours. I'm sure you've noticed that we've been doing our monthly listening tours.
Yes.
At different locations throughout the city.
And those are going on.
And we get a ton of great feedback because I hear things from residents that I wouldn't hear otherwise unless they called me directly.
Yeah, and it's funny because being at a couple of the listening tours, people will go and there are a nice group of people there. There's plenty of opportunity for them to talk with you, but those might not be the people that you see out in the community every day. So it's nice. You get a really nice, broad perspective of, what people think. As far as the departments go, I imagine economic development is probably a big thing for you. What do you see as far as economic development for the city?
Yeah, so our economic development director, Alex Garza, he's somebody I actually worked with in state government as well. He's somebody really knowledgeable of all levels of government because he's worked in state government, local government, and county government. Mm-hmm. And then he also has a lot of impact at the federal level too. He helps run our DDA, which is our Downtown Development Authority, and works with that board. He works with the TIFA board, which is Tax Increment Finance Authority. they've done a lot of big projects. They actually built this city hall that we're in right now through that board. And then they're a big part of the Nankin Square and Amphitheater. But really his main role is to work with his department and his staff to retain businesses that are already here, assist them, and then also attract new businesses. And we've seen some great projects come in. We have the Bromberger new restaurant over on Ford Road by where the old City Hall was. We have some great shops that are opening up, some different kinds of businesses coming in. But on a daily basis, he updates me about the status of different things. Westland Mall obviously is a big project for him. He's working with Namdar, which owns the mall. They've hired a new redeveloper that's based here in Michigan, and they're actually actively taking in RFPs, requests for proposals from different companies that are interested in redeveloping Westland Mall. So for so many years, it was kind of stagnant, and we couldn't really
fill it.
At least I'm told
all
that
the
we
time.
couldn't get Namdar to really get the ball rolling. It was just
yeah.
kind of sitting the way it is. Now they're actually very incentivized to do something there. I think they realize that it's a really prime piece of property, and they could do a great project over there.
It is a great location, and with the new park going in right next to it, okay, that's going to be there'll be a lot of people there, and the property will be visible to all the people who visit the new park. But the thing is like with online and everybody shopping online, the brick and mortar, the malls, it's not just Westland Mall, it's every mall, has to think about thinking outside of the box. So I think that's a really great thing. As far as, let's go to another department, public safety. What do you think about public safety? I know that is a big deal now nationwide, talking about keeping residents safe.
Yeah.
What is your perspective?
Well, I'm glad you
on
hit
that?
these two departments first, because I'll tell you something. When I ran for mayor 2 years ago, 2023, a lot of people, they campaign on a handful of issues. I campaigned on basically 2 issues. I said Westland needs better public safety, and we need economic development, and the two go hand in hand. You can't have investment in your city unless your city's safe. Absolutely
right.
So you need both. And this is really laying the foundation for the next 10, 20 years for our city. So public safety has been a huge push for me. I've been working with our police chief, Kyle Dawley. He's really been active with recruitment and getting our police numbers up to our budgeted number of 81 officers. It's become a more diverse department. You'll notice there's several female officers now. There's about 10 or 11 female officers. And you have officers from different backgrounds and different communities as well. As our city becomes more diverse, people want a police department that kind of represents, that represents our community. And we've also invested a lot in new technology for their investigations. A lot of these detectives now, they're using really high-tech stuff. Obviously, it's all legal. They get the proper warrants. But when people do bad things in the city, we want to make sure we know who they are so that they can go find these guys and get them off the street.
Forensics
right?
I'm a crime show person. I love all that. So
yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Things
actually.
are changing.
Yeah. And our Westland police are really innovative, and they're doing great things. And next, I want to mention our fire department, which has been a huge focus for me. As our state rep, I brought home $7 million to rebuild fire station number 2. And as we looked at it and the budget for that, we had a couple $1 million worth of ARPA money as well. So this project is about $8.5 million, maybe $9 million once you get all the equipment in there.
Sure.
It sounds like a ton of money, but it costs a lot of money to do something like what we're doing. And this is going to be great for the city for years to come, because this is going to be the hub of our fire department now over on Merriman and Warren Road.
I was going to say, where is that going to be? Where is that located?
Yeah, and I was just over there over the weekend to take my first tour of the construction site, and it's a massive complex, but a lot of people don't know, why are you spending so much money and why is this fire station so big? Because it's 3 in 1. It's more than just a fire station. It's a 3-bay fire station. We're going to move our fire administrative offices there, because right now they're on Marquette Road, and the offices are in pretty bad shape, and we're going to have to rebuild that within 2 years anyway.
Yeah.
So you got the fire station, you got the offices, and then you also have a brand new training center, which will serve all of Western Wayne County. Other departments will be able to come in here and train at our facility. And this offers them great education because firefighters always have to keep training and
Sure.
doing more education. And then the other thing too that I want to mention is our fire department is actually at its highest staffing level in city history because we're one of the most busy departments in the state. A lot of people don't know that with our senior population.
Yes.
There's so many runs and so many calls. Obviously, unfortunately, there's fires every year. So we need those firefighters and EMTs and paramedics on hand to have lower response
And
times.
on the top of their game.
Yeah.
You know, training other cities, it's really important for public safety altogether that your paramedics are well prepared and can handle any emergency that they're called on.
Yeah, and so this is just a huge investment in the future of public safety in our city. And then our state senator, Dana Polhanke, and our state rep, Peter Herzberg, and state rep, Dylan Wegela, they were able to secure $3.5 million to do another fire station, which we're going to start later this year, which is fire station number 4.
Which is where?
Which is actually on Palmer, just east of Newburgh.
Yep.
So that one is in really bad shape too.
It's
And
old.
When I came in as mayor, you know, I talked to one of the former mayors, Bill Wild.
Yep.
I talked to some of the council members, and they mentioned, yeah, you know, a big cost of the city over the next 5 years is going to be how do we rebuild these fire stations?
Yeah.
Well, I was at the state level, and I said, you know, I think I can help. If I can get the funds for this, work with our legislators in the governor's office, get this money lined up, we're going to be able to do this stuff without additional cost to our taxpayers. And this is money that would have went to other communities and other cities had we not secured it.
Sure.
So we're rebuilding 2 out of our 4 fire stations in the next year now. So.
Well, I'm glad you linked the police department with the fire department because they all have to do with public safety. You know what I mean? Which is great because you've attacked both of the things that are so important to residents and their feeling of security within their own community. So I think that's wonderful. Let's talk a little bit about neighborhood services. What is the Department of Neighborhood Services and what does that department entail?
So this is our ordinance department, making sure that businesses are keeping their properties clean and safe, making sure that homes are well maintained and that the roads are looking good. Big pet peeve of mine is litter. I actually drive around the city almost on a daily basis. I try to get to different areas. We're a big city, 21 square miles, really interesting geography where the city kind of wraps around all the way towards Metro Airport.
Yeah.
So I get in my car and I drive all around, I take notes, I'm on the phone. But we have guys that do that too in our neighborhood services department. They're going and checking in with businesses that maybe have blight on their property, maybe there's junk cars being stored somewhere, maybe there's litter in certain areas, maybe a home is not being well maintained and a neighbor calls us, we'll send them out to try to work with the homeowner. Usually the last resort is ticketing, but sometimes they do have to write tickets to get people to clean up their properties.
Yeah.
So that's the gist of what they're doing. And in my proposed budget for 2025, 2026, we're actually hiring 2 more ordinance officers so that we can have them spread out a little further across the city and get the city as clean as it can be.
Yeah, sometimes you just run across situations like hoarding and just collecting things in the backyard and stuff. And then, you know, the neighbor, not only does it cause blight, okay, but there are other things like rodents and a lot of things that are involved. So keeping those properties clean is an important thing.
Yep.
Okay, what's going on with Parks and Recreation?
Yeah, so our Parks Director, Kyle Mulligan, he's really been empowered. We hired him a deputy director. He has DPS staff on hand to work with him. And then we've also given him a ton of money through our ARPA funds that City Council authorized for parks. And it's in the millions of dollars to get our parks upgraded citywide. So he's really taken the helm of that. He's ran with it. I'm really happy with what he's doing. You know, parks affect people's quality of life. So you want to have clean, safe, enjoyable parks right there in your own neighborhoods. We have a lot of parks in the city of Westland, so he's got a big job. I think he's doing great.
Oh, good. That's good to know.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about senior programs, which is something as a gerontologist is near and dear to my heart.
And as our former senior director.
Well, yeah, that has something to do with it,
Yes.
sure. There are so many seniors in the community, and we just had a thing with Nankin Transit how important it is because, as you know, my dad's 98. He's legally blind. So that kind of separates you from the community and everything that you're able to do. It's a really important program to get people out and engaged in their community. It has health implications, social implications, well-being, and so that's really important. So what do you see as far as the senior programs go?
Well, I think it's hugely important. Like I said before, Westland has a high senior population. Seniors often might feel lonely or isolated. So we want to, as a city, we want to offer resources for seniors. As you know, you used to run the Friendship Center. It offers friendship, companionship, recreation, programming, resources for seniors, help if they need it.
What I really like the best is that it offers them education and a way to take their health in to the next level. They can exercise. There are lots of programs. There's cardio drumming, there's yoga, there's an exercise room. There isn't anything, line dance, there's nothing that the Friendship Center doesn't offer. So if you walk into the Friendship Center, and that means Tiger games and all kinds of fun things, if you walk in, there's something you can always find socially. There's something you can always find to advance your health situation. Certainly we know the implications of that. You get out, just 3 hours a week can change the trajectory of what's happening with you, especially if you have type 2 diabetes, any heart conditions. It helps with depression. It's very, emotionally uplifting. So, it encompasses everything. And a lot of people, it's like, get over there, find something that you love to do.
Yeah, and it may be a different experience for you depending on what you like and what you enjoy. And I think it's such a great addition to the quality of life for seniors in Westland and the surrounding communities, because you may walk in the door there and the possibilities are endless. And it'll offer things that will really make your day or make your lifestyle so much better, because you have recreation, like I said, friendship, companionship, and so many resources and opportunities over there.
Well,
and I want to continue as mayor to expand and work with city council to support our seniors.
Oh, you know what? I think that's wonderful. I certainly think it's valuable. I would tell anybody, if they've never been to the Friendship Center, to call, make an appointment so that somebody sets time apart for you to go over everything that the Friendship Center offers. You can walk in and you can go to the flyer table, but you really don't understand the scope of what's there unless you sit down and talk with somebody who can give you a tour, talk to you about it. And they really want to do that, to get you familiar and help you find something that will enhance your life.
And it's a very warm and friendly atmosphere. That's what I love about it. People there, they're really caring, they're very welcoming. I would tell seniors, please check it out.
Yeah, check it out for sure. All right, let's talk a little bit about building and planning. I think planning probably is really important as far as the city goes.
So we restructured those departments a little bit.
Do
We
tell.
actually folded the building department into the planning department.
Okay.
Mo Ayub, he's the director.
Yep.
But he also has a lot of staff under him and a lot of resources to make sure that as businesses come in and want to develop, or if businesses want to change their properties, that they're able to do that without too much hiccup. They can come to City Hall, put in their application, and they get a quick response. And that's something about being business friendly here in Westland. We don't want to make these investors or these property owners have to jump through too many hoops.
Right.
If you want to expand your business or open up a new business in the city, we have an open door for you. And that's really what the goal of that was. And then also, they make sure that properties are up to code and safe.
What about community development?
So community development has a lot of resources for people in need. When it comes to affordable housing, when it comes to working with different nonprofits and organizations that assist people as far as food insecurity, again, finding housing, mentoring for youth. There's a lot of things in there that community development helps out with.
A lot of programs.
Yeah.
And Joanne's really great.
She is great.
Yeah, she really is. All right, let's talk a little bit about DPS. What does DPS do?
Department of Public Services, that's a pretty big department.
Really big. You
So-
see them
so-
all over the city.
So a lot of investment there too when it comes to roads, water infrastructure. You see them, a lot of times you drive by, you see them digging. They're maintaining our water infrastructure. So there's a lot that we turn on that tap and we kind of take for granted the amount of infrastructure beneath our feet that makes that water run and keeps the water clean.
Miles and miles.
Yeah, make sure that, you know, stuff goes down the drain the way it's supposed to. There's just a lot going on there.
Yeah.
I see them, we're doing 56 road projects in the next couple of years. We work with Wayne County DPS as well. As you know, they've been tearing up our bridges.
Yeah.
They got Merriman done, so that's good.
That's a good
Now
thing.
they're on to Wayne Road, but this should be a lot quicker of a project. Wayne Road is expected to be done in November.
Oh,
So
that's
it's a smaller
wonderful.
bridge,
Yeah.
and they have a different contractor, and it's moving along pretty well, is what I'm told. So
Okay. There's some state funding secured. Okay. And this is great for Wayne Road. What is this funding for? What's planned? As far as, is there
so
any walkability?
I worked with our state legislators. Once again, it was pretty much right after I became mayor. I got a call that there was some money available for grants for cities, and they asked if we were interested, and we applied right away. We got $1 million for Wayne Road.
Yeah.
And I look at different areas of the city and the way the roads look, and we have some target areas that we're improving. But North Wayne Road, right there by Westland Mall, it's important that that area look clean and make sure it's safe for pedestrians. So the focus of this $1 million will really focus on two intersections, which is Wayne and Warren.
Right?
We're going to spruce that up, clean up that intersection, kind of rebuild it and make it look really good, make it safe for pedestrians and drivers. And then also going further down to Wayne and Central City right there. Going to get that intersection looking really good too. And then some aesthetic improvements on Wayne Road. We call it streetscaping.
Yeah.
So that's state money once again that would have went to another city had we not secured it. But we'll get Wayne Road looking pretty good here.
So how do residents keep up with future events? Because we talk about so many different things. Where do they go to find the latest information and what's going on and when and where?
Well, again, City of Westland Administration on Facebook. If you click like or follow, you'll see that. We post our events over and over so people can catch the dates and times. We have a YouTube channel, Westland WLND. We have our city website, cityofwestland.com. So there's a lot of information out there, especially online. If you can't find the dates or times you're looking for, just call City Hall. And then you dial, it's 734-713-3888. Dial 9 for the mayor's office, and we'll get you the dates and times you're looking for.
Well, that's great, and I'm sure everybody really appreciates the update with you, Mayor. And I appreciate all of you who have joined us today. We got some good information. Thank you so much. This is Friendship Focus, and I'm Barbara Marcum.